We're dipping our toes in this freezing cold creek today near Saint-Ferdinand, Quebec, following a conservation group looking for a specific endangered reclusive salamander. Laura Molina and Shelby Meyer often spend hours looking and still can't find the right species.
So in dusky salamanders, their legs, like the back legs, are bigger than the front legs. When there's a lot of salamanders, it's also an indicative that it's a good environment for the spring salamander. Yay!
They're so rare, the province doesn't even know how many live in Quebec, so finding one takes persistence.
Because it's hours and hours of flipping rocks, and then finally we find one. There's always like that joy. It's always one per day usually that we find, if we find one.
The species can grow up to 23 centimeters long. It's one of the largest salamanders without lungs or gills. It breathes through its skin and can live up to 10 years. Under provincial and federal law, the spring salamander is considered vulnerable and endangered.
We just started this study. The first study was done 10 years ago, where they went all over the region to find the places where they could find the spring salamander, and where they found it, we're kind of coming back now to try to see if the species is still here.
The group says most sightings have been in south-central areas of the province, primarily on private land. Here, they're counting the salamanders and learning more about how they live.
It's very special to be able to see species that are rare, and especially knowing that despite a lot of changes happening in this environment, they're still here. I think it says something about the region, about how the region is taking care of the streams as well.
In the province's Species Recovery Plan, published in 2021, Quebec identifies possible threats to the spring salamander. They include logging, road and residential construction because they destroy its habitat and can contaminate its water. By 2031, Quebec plans to study the species, protect its habitat, and identify what it needs to thrive.